So Smeek's going in for the drop now.
Yeah. There's a couple of brainless idiots going across the fleet. Smeek drops.
Finput's going to rag it. Brave call.
Very brave, eh, Bucko?
Yep,
Okay.
and through the powerboat wash,
Nice.
and they just ate it.
Oh,
And that's him gone.
Finport gone.
Yep. And through the powerboat wash, and they just ate it.
And that's him gone.
Finport gone. Yeah.
This is the Sailing World on Water, February 19, 2021. Here are highlights in the sport of sailing globally, in the last 7 days. The Prada Cup final resumes on Saturday 20th of February New Zealand time. Race 5 will see Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli facing INEOS Team UK. The race will start from 4 p.m. local time, weather permitting. On February 18th, the America's Cup Events Authority released the following statement. Here is the America's Cup Events, ACE, current race schedule update. While America's Cup Events is encouraged by the news that Auckland has come down to COVID alert level 2, one step closer to level 1, potentially early next week, it is clear that the challenger of record, COR, are determined to remain inflexible to a change in the race schedule, against the interests of the public, and commercial benefits to the city and businesses. ACE has consistently maintained our preference to have the best opportunity to race at alert level 1. Chair of America's Cup Events, Tina Simmons said, "This is a disappointing situation. It is my responsibility to do my best to run the event with the best interests of the public, and all stakeholders in mind. So with the current impasse, while not agreeing with the challenger of record, we want to see the regatta completed, on the water." ACE now considers the best solution that can be hoped for is to continue racing this weekend, which will at least allow as much opportunity as possible for the public to enjoy the viewing, in small gatherings or via the TV broadcast. Since Sunday, we have worked really hard on behalf of everyone in Auckland, and all Kiwis, to give COR the opportunity to demonstrate some honor and respect for this country, and delay the Prada Cup, until we have a greater chance of everyone being able to enjoy and benefit from being back into level 1, explained Simmons. Clearly they have forgotten the words of their leader, Patricio Bertelli, at the opening press conference, who spoke about how privileged everyone is to be in Auckland, without significant COVID restrictions, and that therefore everyone has a commitment and responsibility to deliver great sportsmanship and the Prada Cup to be a major sporting event. This plea has fallen on deaf ears, and it's clear that their focus is solely on Luna Rossa taking the Prada Cup, rather than the greater good of the country who have worked so hard in order to be in a position to stage this event. Simmons concluded, Race 5 and 6 will be held on Saturday, and 2 races a day will follow until one competitor gets to 7 points, winning the Prada Cup.
I welcome this decision. I welcome the fact that a reasonable approach has been taken towards the calendar. I disagree totally with the fact of the sporting comments that Tina Simmons has made. Firstly, because in my view, anything that has to do with sporting fairness relates to the respect of the rules, of the regulations, and this is what we're doing, and this is what we wanted to implement. Secondly, we want to respect the government provisions regarding the COVID situation and the protocols that have been agreed with the organizers, with ACE, and are in place, and which allow the racing to go on under level 2. Thirdly, the fact that they comment that COR is just pushing for Luna Rossa, I disagree, because the opportunity of racing gives INEOS more chances to win races and to win on the water the competition. Our position has always been that we wanted to go racing as soon as possible. And our position was that since the level of COVID was lowered from 3 to 2, and this would not put any stop for racing, we should have gone racing straight away. So this was our position, and this position is meant to, how do you say, I won't say help, but give the opportunity to INEOS to win races and close the gap with Luna Rossa. So it's exactly the opposite of what some people suggested, because the more time you delay the racing, the closer you get to the 24th of February, and the 24th of February, whoever is has the highest number of points is the winner of the Prada Cup. So our position was, let's go racing and have the Prada Cup decided on water and not on the table. I think that the picture is going forward on the water as we wanted to, and we welcomed this decision, even if at the last minute. They're talking about Saturday and Sunday. We're currently trying to include also Friday by talking with the authorities and see whether it's possible to put the racing on tomorrow. But if not, Saturday and Sunday will be racing days, and we welcome this decision.
The background is that in the last we are supposed to race this week, and there was a decision of the lockdown by the government to level 3 and the complete lockdown. So the race on Wednesday 17, due to this decision, has been postponed, and we were waiting. In these 3 days, we have worked very close with the ACE and through ACE to the authorities to start racing as soon as possible, always in compliance with the regulations and COVID, of which we have been stick to for all along since we are here. But on the other side, we were aware that there are 2 levels, each of them 1, 2, 3, that are make available us to race, and we wanted to, while complying, start racing as soon as possible for the benefit of the event, and since we have a certain calendar to which we have to stick, and so we have to compromise the rules of the game and the rule of the COVID.
We have a mixture of weather coming up. Saturday looks like a typical moderate southwesterly breeze. Sunday looks one of those variable northeast challenging type breezes, which would probably be out of Takapuna on course A, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday looks like it goes back into the southwest, and then northeast again. So there's quite a mix of weather conditions. I think Tuesday looks quite windy and showery from memory. So, maybe a couple of challenges with the weather. Well, it's always up to me to make a call on safety, and that's always at the forefront of any decisions. But so I think what we're talking about in the context in there is that, every morning I have to work with the harbour master to make sure that we have all the systems and people in place, course marshalling and course allows for the commercial traffic and so on and so forth. During the day, we also get a sign off from the harbour master that he's happy with racing to proceed once he can see that the course is in a safe place. So it's a working program through the day. What we are in now is, in these times, is we have a large volunteer base that support the marshalling program, and we just have to make sure that we can get those boats manned and out on the water to satisfy the requirements of the course marshalling program.
Hello and welcome to Sydney Harbour for the 8th heat of the Australian 18-foot Skiff Championship, and a happy Valentine's Day to all our viewers and those that are not viewing. They're the unlucky ones, and the lucky ones are watching this live stream brought to you by Sail Media from quite windy Sydney Harbour, a southerly breeze, a lot of cloud about, and I think we're in for another exciting day. This is the second last heat of the titles. It's a very close battle at the top of the leaderboard between Tech 2 and Smeg, but a bit more of that a little later. I'm Peter Shipway, along with Andrew Buckland and James Bury. We'll be bringing this live stream to you this afternoon. And we're watching at the moment. We're about a quarter of an hour away, 15 minutes away from the start. And we'll say good afternoon to Andrew Buckland, and tell us about what you're seeing in the weather, Andrew, and what you're expecting throughout this long course race today.
Yeah, Pete, thanks for that. very fairly solid southerly gradient, pretty powerful low pressure cell in the East Tasman Sea, high pressure cell in the Bight, and trough that's gone through, but it's expected to actually intensify over the next 24 hours. So perhaps signs of building breeze today, about 170 average, but looking upwind from where we are at the start line, might be even around to 190, perhaps 200 on the hard right, and perhaps 155 or something in the hard left. Pretty volatile, and the strength probably 12 to 22, and for this course, the bottom mark being an obelisk, quite a bit more wind down towards the bottom. And for viewers who've watched this previously, we've seen some pretty spectacular stuff in the omnipresent head sea down towards that mark, with 2 difficult jibes in the last, well, say half a mile into the mark. Tough stuff, but good stuff.
Just coming up to 1:15. Heat 8, the Australian 18-foot skiff titles.
Smeg working hard for the pin. Finport mid-line. Tech 2 sheeted on already.
Okay, 1 minute.
And they won't lay with that.
No. Yandu and Smeg and Winning Group down at the pin end. Smeg is...
Smeg on port, which looks a bit dangerous at this stage.
Earlier on.
And he's across the line at the moment. Got back on the right side now.
A good puff here at the start.
Tech 2.
It's a really good puff. Smeg looks to be over from where we're looking. Really good pressure here. Probably 16, 17 knots.
Well, and Smeg's being held up, are they not, Pete?
Yes, I think they are. 13 seconds to go. Everyone down that pin end, 10 seconds. Yandu trying to get across on port. You've got to take a lot of sterns down there. Oh, this is going to be...
Smeg's over.
No, General recall.
So right where we are.
And it was inevitable, really. The breeze had gone so far left that you couldn't cross the line on starboard.
Tech 2, moving that pin back 40 metres.
And the breeze will probably switch back to the right.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't look like it's going to, though, looking up. But
there's the Sydney skyline and the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge for our overseas viewers. If you haven't been to Sydney before, that's a special sight.
Right.
Fleet all on starboard, and
the Birkenhead Point.
Birkenhead Point diving away. He's going to be late. Got 10 seconds.
Got to get a dial-up done, boys.
Oh, Smeg's close to being over down there.
Smeg and Tech 2 at the pin. Oh. They're over again.
Gee. One. No. General again. And good breeze in the right. Really good pressure. Super pressure in the right.
Yep, and more coming. A little 20-knot puff just coming towards the line.
30 seconds.
Be a bit of work going on the rig settings right now, Pete.
Yes.
Have you got that side stay tension right?
Absolutely.
All good.
Never miss a beat here.
20 seconds.
Okay, Andu will be one of the most lured boats. Where we've got Tech 2. Smeg trying to get into windward. We'll see him there with just Finport ahead of him. 10 seconds.
And we're not quite on the line where we are.
Down. 3, 2, 1, gun. Ooh.
Gee, they pushed their luck, don't they, Pete?
They did. No.
More horns than what they know what to do with.
Yeah, another general.
It's a new sort of sound signal.
It is.
So I think that's just making the fleet aware that the black flag is up.
Yep.
And even if there is a general recall after this start, if you're black flagged at this start, you can't go into the general recall, into the next start.
Yeah, you can go into the start, but you have to protest to get reinstated.
Yes, correct. Well, yeah. And that's a hard one to win.
Yeah, there's only a couple of precedents of people getting overpowering the black flag. Wow.
So that's the real naughty flag, the black flag. That will hold the fleet back. You're really going to push your luck if you push it hard on this start line with the black flag. So they've had 3 goes. They've moved the pin twice and the committee boat once. And still we can't get them away to a clear start. So the day marches on, but the breeze is still here. I don't think there's any doubt. But looking upwind, we still see poor old Appliances on line in the water. There's no rescue boat with him. We heard he's broken a rudder. Rag and Famish has gone home as well. They've lowered their mainsail and will get a tow home.
Well, the Appliances on line, they've got to get the mainsail off to tow home, Pete, so it can be a bit more difficult than you might think. No halyard on these boats. They're just shackled up, and it's
a big job.
Yeah, you need some underwater skills. Everybody's still just jogging along.
12, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pedal down.
And about time, Pete.
All good.
Hooray, the cheer goes up from the ferry.
A bit of a Bronx cheer from the spectators.
Yeah.
I think it was absolutely awesome. Yeah, I mean it's an absolute beast. The amount of brain power that's gone into this thing and continues to go into this boat to make it perform at its optimum potential is mind-blowing. It is fantastic when the America's Cup really makes those big bounds to do new things. Forcing sailors and designers to really think outside the box is what makes it so special. I'm the pilot or the flight controller on the boat, so I'm basically responsible for keeping the boat out of the water, controlling the foils, and having that kind of instinct and that intuition of how the boat is kind of performing and what it's going to do next at any given time. Working very closely with the helm and the main trimmers and the other trimmers on the boat to make sure that you're all kind of in unison is going to be a big part of this America's Cup.
Real funky here.
The thing about sailing is, perfection is never there. It's because it's always changing. You're dealing with changing winds, changing sea states, so you've got to adapt at all times. And so having a group of guys that can do that is critical, and that's what's exciting about this kind of challenge.
Look at that, 50 to 400 in no time. Really disappointing for the Brits.
We knew from a long way out that we were on the back foot in Bermuda. What was incredibly kind of impressive about what we actually got out of that was the fact that no matter how big the gap was, we never gave up on actually breaking that down. And we went into the America's Cup on day one and we started beating teams that we hadn't beaten in the 8 months building up to that.
Nice work, guys. Awesome race. Turning up.
We'd actually made massive gains forward, and that was just down to the absolute determination of everyone involved in that team. It was exhausting for everyone, there's no doubt about that, but it allowed us to kind of really see how hard we could all push ourselves to make sure that we didn't just give up. So it was invaluable having that experience and knowing that's where we've got to go to have a chance of delivering success.
That was a nice looking tack, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm incredibly patriotic, so for me it's a huge drive behind the flag and this competition that started around the island I grew up on. It's been kind of in the back of my mind really for as long as I can remember, the history behind the Cup and kind of following it over the years. So going to New Zealand and kind of trying to win that Cup for Queen and Country is a great honour, so incredibly driven to deliver.
85 degrees, 15 knot breeze.
Great to be down in Miami.
Fun in a high-speed boat, just trying to go fast the whole time.
It's good to be here in the sunshine.
Where else in the world would I want to be? Been sailing the M32 for about 4 years now. For a living I'm in finance, so it's pretty stressful, so I'm sitting behind a computer trading stocks all day long, and then when I go sailing I turn all that off. It's a healthy escape. I have a great crew. The boat is easy to set up. It's like a big Hobie cat basically, but it's faster and it's more fun, and it's very competitive sailing. People fight for every inch. It's exciting. Great fleet, great owners, great camaraderie. Just love it.
My name's Erica Reineke and I was sailing on Convexity this weekend. Taylor called me and asked if I could come skipper for Sunday. They had a super good Saturday, hopped on the boat with the team and got right into the swing of things with them. Sailed the M32 5 years ago, but I was crewing at the time, and so this is the first time I've ever touched the helm, and I mean, it's a sailboat, but it rips, and I think it's a really great class. Another chance to sail it again, and I definitely would, hands down.
It's been a while since we've all gone hammer and tong racing. These M32s, it's pretty obvious they're a good choice for owners because they're really fast out of the box, and you know, it's all the same, all one design, and so it really comes down to the guy driving the boat and the team you've got, and you get to come down to places like Miami in the middle of winter and go blasting around.
Meg around, set the chute, tech 2 in a good one, they're setting the chute, and then a long gap to winning group. There'll be another all good minute behind there. They're just tacked on the starboard tack lay line, but we're on the leading group, Smeg and Tech 2. Yeah. So it's a race in two, you'd think.
They're not super windy, the camera cat will just keep up.
Again, the long run to Obelisk. They'll be bow up for a little while, but there'll be good pressure out of Rose Bay, you would think, like there was last time. Tech 2 really throwing it down to Smeg now. Nothing really in this. His downwind speed has been quite spectacular this year, Tech 2. Here he comes.
Yeah, Pete, they give plenty of credit for that to the Bowman Lewis brake for being able to move the thing in and out to an unprecedented degree, was the way it was described to me. Wow, and look at him.
A lot better than the Admiral could do in the old days. No?
Probably, possibly.
Oh, look at them, full noise, both of them.
Yep.
Fully wicked up. Oh, this is terrific racing. We've seen some wonderful racing. This is as good as it gets. Really doesn't need any commentary.
And it does appear that Tech 2 spinning are just slightly more stable than the Smeg, the sail on the Smeg. A little bit easier to trim. Lewis able to roll the luff, so able to have slightly wider choice of apparent wind angle, wider or narrower, more choice should I say. So they've gained a couple of boat lengths. Smeg responding in some degree here. Two red boats, amazing.
So Andrew, you say difference in spinnakers, both from the same sail loft, North Sails. Why would they be different? Is each boat requesting something different, or that the sailmaker decides that? Or
no,
talk us through that.
To my eye, the two sails are off the same mould, the same design mould. Just subtleties about the entry radius, how tight the luff tape is, how the dimension of the luff fits into the space between the tip of the pole, how much sag it's got, and also the tension on the little line inside the luff. A lot of things to make, and you can see, Pete,
they're very different. Yeah,
they're quite different entry radius.
It's right at the head, especially the top third.
Yeah. Quite a bit of difference. Neither sail fantastic for the head twist, I don't think.
to the layman, it looks that the red spinnaker on Tech 2 looks a lot rounder at the head, the top third of the sail.
Well, I think the major difference is that the entry radius is greater at the 1/3 height, and that's what makes it easier to trim.
There's nothing in it.
Also a lot newer spinnaker on Tech 2 as well, Bucko, which would help the situation.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Holy mackerel, what a run.
There's good breeze coming again to Rose Bay. This is fantastic.
Yep. And the other thing the Tech 2 boys do is they move 4.5 more than everybody else as well.
Yeah, they're really working that rail, aren't they?
Yep. They're just about to put the kiss of death on the Smeg here.
They're nearly over him.
This is an unbelievable fight.
World-class yachting for the viewers.
So they're quite high on the lay line here, so there'll be a couple of jibes and in probably, but he's over him, I think, now.
Oh, no, just collapsed.
Oh.
Well done, Lewis. Held that.
Yep. Well, they're still fighting for height, Pete, so Smeg looks like they're going to struggle a little bit here. But now all the advantage goes to Tech 2. And he's got, I think he'll go to the mark without jibing, Pete.
Yes, he's got the bow down now.
Yep.
But as thrilling as the America's Cup has been, how thrilling is this? Both with spinnakers, fighting hard like this, fighting on the edge of control. I mean, one mistake and it's all over. Yes, he's got the bow down now. He's in front, Tech 2.
Now VMG running, Pete. Fantastic. Absolutely world class.
But it's not over.
No, it's
not over by a long way. Still got a long beat to go. Probably another run and then a beat. So don't underestimate Michael Coxon. He's been there, done it before. His speed looked good upwind. So way in the distance is the third boat. Way in the distance. I'd say he's a good 4 or 5 minutes winning group in third place. But meanwhile, all focus. Will they lay down at the moment? No, they won't.
They've just got lifted, Pete. The breeze gone back to the right. So
what are the tactics?
2 jives. No, in nearly the lay line and a jive drop is the right answer here. Sea state a little flatter than usual. Tide going out. No swell bending around the corner, which is usually a big problem. Still pretty bumpy though, Pete.
Good breeze coming.
Yep.
You won't see any better than this. Oh, early jibe on the Smeg. Here we go.
Yeah. So here goes Tech 2.
Not quite yet. Here they go.
Oh, that's not the right answer, men.
No,
don't know. A little error from Tech 2.
Yes. Tech 2, a bit sloppy. What have they done? The crew came in, the spinnaker went off, but meanwhile on the Smeg, coming in on port. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
I think they decided to jibe drop.
Yeah, there's really plenty of breeze here.
But Smeg's going to put themselves under all sorts of pressure with a one-man kamikaze version.
Oh, Tech 2's under pressure. Talking about pressure.
Yep.
Will they respond? Yes, they do.
Wow. Don't try that at home, kids.
No, that was... Whoa. Okay, Smeg 2. Can he pull away and get down to leeward and through? Almost. Trent's got to get out the bow. Yes, Tech 2's through the lee. Okay.